All right, fifth grade, welcome to our second lesson for week 19. Today we're going to be looking at 5 pattern problems, okay? It means multiplying with 5s. This is going to go along with the second worksheet in your packet called 4.2, class activity. All right, remember a couple weeks ago we studied the pattern of 5s. And when we look at our multiplication chart, and we look at the 5s column, I notice that all of the numbers in the 5s column either end with a 5 or a 0, okay? And they go up in increments 1 and 0, 1 and 5, 2 and 0, 2 and 5, 3 and 0, 3 and 5, 4 and 0, 4 and 5, okay? Call that counting by 5s. You know that one. So, what do I do when I'm given a pretty big problem? I might say 5 times 30. Before I go reaching for the calculator, I know I can do this in my head, right? How can I do this in my head? Well, whoa, that was weird. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. What's 5 and 3? 5 times 3. Did I forget about the 0? No, because it's the same thing as saying 10. 3 times 10 is the same thing as 30, and I've got 5. 5 times 3 times 10 is the same thing as saying 5 times 30. Okay, well, now I can work this out a little bit better, because I know, as a basic math fact, that 5 times 3 is 15. Still times 10. All right, this isn't too hard now, because I know, as a basic math fact, that whenever I take anything times 10, I'm simply adding a 0 to the end. 15 becomes 150. All right, so 5 times 30 gets me 150, and I did that by breaking apart the problem, breaking apart 30 into 3 times 10, and then multiplying 5 times 3 first to give me 15, and finally multiplying it by 10 to give me that 150. All right, let's do that one more time. Okay, let's take a look at a problem that might say like 60 times 50. Okay, well, if I've got 60 times 50, I'm going to break this up into exponents again. I know that 60 is the same thing as saying 6 times 10. I know that 50 is the same thing as saying 5 times 10. And I'm still multiplying them together. So 60 times 50 is the same thing as saying 6 times 10 and 5 times 10. Let's regroup our problem, putting the 10s together. So let's say 10 times 10 over here. And that leaves me with 6 times 5. All right, now that I've got this problem this way, I can use my basic math facts. I know that 6 times 5 is going to get me 30. And I know that 10 times 10 is 100. Well, not too hard beyond this now. I know that 3 times 1 is 3, and then I just add on all the zeros. 1, 2, 3. So I get 3,000 as an answer. All right, let's review. So I started with 60 times 50. I broke 60 up into 6 times 10. I broke 50 up into 5 times 10. I regrouped my problem, putting the 10s together and putting 6 and 5 together. So now I have basic math facts. 6 times 5 is a basic math fact, gets me 30. And I know 10 times 10 is another basic math fact, gets me 100. And then all I have to do from that point on is to count zeros. All right, so it's a little bit easier that way, as long as you can start imagining this in your head. Put that into practice today on 4.2 class activity.